Hello, everybody, and welcome to the afternoon tune. I'm your host, Josh, and with me is my co-host today, Sage from the Rated M for Immaturity channel. How's it going there, Sage?
Hey, doing good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Got a good show for you people. Pretty good show for today. Going to be a Batman-centric day, celebrating the 85 years of Batman there. So it's fitting. We got the Penguin, and then we got Batman: Mask of the Phantasm on the docket for today there. So very Batman-themed show today. Yeah, 85 years. Batman just out there. Yeah.
Still going strong?
Still going strong. Still a 35-year-old man, a very good-looking 35-year-old man after all
Well,
these
it
years.
looks good for 85.
Yeah. Yeah, and I keep hearing about this Absolute Batman, this Absolute series they're doing in DC. I hear it's pretty good. It makes me wanna go check it out there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have a friend that is like super into kind of keeping tabs on what's going on, and I've heard a lot about it, and it sounds like a really one of the more kind of interesting things they've done in the last couple of years.
yeah, where Batman's built like, Alan Richardson from basically Jack Reacher there, I guess is the
Yeah,
thing.
he like they flipped his backstory so that he basically grows up. I think he grows up homeless on the street, like with no money or anything. Um, so they have he like it's like yeah back alley trading and just like with no resources, and he turns he turns himself into a giant tank like that.
Yeah. Well, you do see some homeless people. Some homeless people are kind of shredded sometimes. You do see that. So he
Oh,
went
that's
on,
fair.
the homeless guy diet, I guess there. I wonder if it's healthier than the MCU Marvel diet. Probably so. There, I would kind of guess.
Anything is healthier than the MCU Marvel diet at this point. Like we were talking McDonald's.
Yeah. But speaking of Marvel, there we got also a bunch of trailers that dropped today. In the past couple of days, we got Captain America: Brave New World, a new trailer for that dropped. Apparently, they're still shooting the movie, so they just showed that yeah, they're still shooting it, even though they came out with two trailers already. They're still doing shoots of it.
That's worrying. I heard the same thing, and I swear I also read. Don't 100% quote me on it, but I thought I read that they were doing some rewrites recently, which reshooting is kind of weird already. But if they're still doing rewrites at the same time, it sounds I don't know. It
Yeah,
doesn't sound like they know what they want the movie to actually be.
that's kind of concerning there. But I don't know. Still could be good. I mean, they said what Iron Man was written as the movie was being made, so
Fair point. Fair point.
they did do that with that. So you did have that as an example of it kind of going correct. But yeah, so they're still shooting it. That movie comes out in a few months. It comes out in February. It comes out in February. So
Jeez. Yeah. That is late to be reshooting, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
so it'd be interesting to see how much of the trailer footage is actually in the movie. Because I know with Joker 2, like when you actually go see Joker 2, like a lot of that trailer is not in the movie. It's like what the fuck happened? Um,
Yeah, and Marvel's kind of always done shots that don't make it in the final product too. Like there's that big everybody's running towards the camera shot from the Infinity War trailers that's not in the movie. They almost always have like some like slightly misleading footage for like a lot of the really big ones.
mhm, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be covering that trailer. Thunderbolts came out with the new trailer there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, good old Thunderbolts, man. Yeah, you know, Guardians of the
That
Galaxy Light is coming out with that, man.
yeah, I liked some of the Thunderbolt stuff in the comics, but it just doesn't really look like it's capturing the same vibe to me.
What's the because it'll be interesting to get your thoughts because you haven't seen the trailer yet. Have you seen the first trailer?
Yeah, I saw the first one. Was it Comic-Con that dropped?
I believe so. I believe it was Comic Con there.
Yes, I think I saw that one.
Okay, and what's kind of the vibe in the is the vibe in the comic kinda like, because it seems like what they're going for here obviously is like a Suicide Squad type vibe, Guardians of the Galaxy type vibe with this. Is that the vibe in the comics or
Yeah, I mean the comics definitely have some of that too, but you also get more, at least from the ones I've read, and I'll be fair and say there's plenty that I haven't. So, take what you will from this, but there's characters like Punisher, Deadpool, uh, I don't think Blade, but some of those kind of maybe slightly more anti-hero characters like Elektra was part of a team at one point too. Um, Also the Thunderbolt name, Thunderbolt Ross, Thunderbolts. It's kind of weird that the Red Hulk isn't part of this, but
yeah.
isn't part of a different movie. I don't know. That's part of where the name comes from, so that seems odd to kind of leave that out. But again, I might be totally nitpicky with that, and maybe I'm just not giving it a chance.
So this is one of the issues of the comic here. Let's see if you can see this. So you got Bucky, right? You got the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
On the
Um,
right, that looks like Natalia. That looks like Natalia there.
yeah, it
Uh,
looks like Black Widow to me.
on the left, I guess that's the other Black Widow, right?
Is
Uh,
that Yelena? Okay.
yeah, I think it's she's dressed in white. Then you have a U.S. agent right here who's in the back.
Yep. He's
I
a
don't know who.
classic pick of the Thunderbolts.
Uh, I don't know who this guy's next to him. I don't know who that is.
Uh,
Maybe that's you can't see that, but I don't know.
yeah, it's a little small for me.
Do you know who
I
the
can't
woman
see
is
that one.
behind Bucky? Like the one that has the gun? Can you see that?
It's real small on my screen.
Okay.
It's possible if I just saw it a little closer maybe, but
And I think the guy behind also like next to the woman, I think that's uh I want to say Shang-Chi. Maybe it's Shang-Chi, maybe. I want to say. It's
interesting.
possible.
'Cause, and if somebody corrects me in the comments later too, I could have this wrong, but I thought the first version of the Thunderbolts
Cuz this is
came
I think
about
this is a new Thunderbolt team, this photo.
with a newer one.
Yeah.
Let's see
Cuz this
here.
also this one has uh I think this is Taskmaster right here. This is I don't know who these
Oh
other
yeah,
guys.
that is totally Shang-Chi in
Okay.
the corner there. That other character you were asking about, that's Red Guardian.
Oh, that's Red Guardian. Okay.
And then the only one I don't recognize is the woman in the very middle, but I think the one to the left holding the gun is Songbird.
Ah, okay.
Songbird. And then yeah, the only one I don't recognize is the one at the very top.
Okay. So we're gonna be covering that trailer. And then what if season 3, the trailer for that dropped. Big news
Oh,
about that one is that the X-Men, they'll be in it. So they'll be in this season of What If.
interesting. Is it supposed to be like kind of 97-ish versions of the characters or just something else entirely?
Well, they do have the actress. So the one of the teases that they put out there was that the actress who voiced Storm in X-Men '97 is going to voice Storm in What If
Okay.
season 3. So she's one of the X-Men that's confirmed to be in it, and she will be the storyline with her. Is she will be wielding Mjolnir, so she will be doing that.
There's a very cool comic where that is the case. It's actually in the Secret Wars comic that they're maybe kind of partially adapting. I don't know if they'll really stick to it or not, but
Yeah, I don't know if it because I saw the shot on Twitter, so I don't know if it's in the trailer. I assume it's maybe in the trailer, but it seems like she's fighting something that comes out of a portal, like this Cthulhu monster there. So we'll see. I'll get your opinion on that. That's why I got Sage on. He's the comic book guy. I don't have to do the research. He's the comic book guy. That's why I got him. So yeah. So a lot of people hype for that. So they do have the same actress, yeah, from X-Men '97 who voiced Storm. She's voicing Storm in What If season 3. So they do, yeah, they do are gonna have this X-Men in this. And then also Mission Impossible, the final reckoning. So this is supposed to be, I think, pitched as the very final Mission Impossible movie. And then so this is supposedly the final outing for Ethan Hunt. Tom
now is
Cruise.
this split into two movies or is this just going to be a single one?
This is the second part of the two-parter because they did Dead
Okay,
Reckoning, and then so this is the final
okay.
reckoning.
That last one is the only one I haven't seen yet.
It's solid. I don't think it's the best one, but I like if I had to say my favorite, Mission Impossible movie, I'd say Fallout is my favorite.
That was five, right?
No, that was 7. I
Or
think
that
that
was
was
six.
6 or 7. Yeah, 6 or
Okay,
7. Damn, there's been a lot of these Mission Impossible movies.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, okay, yeah, because that was 6. Yeah, because 7 was
Okay,
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, I loved. I thought six was great, so I was a big fan of that one too.
yeah, so there's that one. So yeah, so yeah, do a reaction to that trailer there. And then yeah, like I said, on the docu review wise, we got the Penguin, we got Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Hopefully Sage can join me again next Monday, do some reviews for Arcane. Arcane season 2 came out, and this is supposed to be the final season of Arcane, right? This is supposed to be it.
Yeah, I believe they originally wanted to do five, but I think because of how expensive the show is, Netflix was like, "All right, we'll give you one more. Let's wrap it up."
They too
But
busy
that's like,
giving $600 million to Stranger Things. That's the problem. That's the fucking problem, man.
yes, yes, they are.
Uh,
I haven't seen at least the last season and a half of that show. Uh, I felt like that should have really been a one and done back when it first
yeah,
came out.
yeah. I mean, but the popularity, man, it just became one of the. It was like one of the first big hits for Netflix. I mean,
It's true.
was that like kind of one of also the first big like just streaming hits in general? Like, wow, like it's like a
I
show that
think
people
so.
talked about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Netflix was didn't really have original content until God 2011, 12, somewhere right around there.
Mm, yeah,
That was the first season of Stranger Things. I that's the first thing I can remember them ever doing.
yeah.
I
Stranger
or
Things.
they was the movie Beasts of No Nation before Stranger Things? Because that was like I feel that was one of their early big deal kind of things as well.
Beast of No Nation was so Beast of No Nation came out in 2015. Stranger Things came out in 2016.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, so I guess back to back, but yeah, that's right about when they got started.
Yeah. So that was kind of one of the yeah, I want to say kind of the first big streaming binge shows that people were like, man, you got to check out Stranger Things. Like, oh my god, it's so great, you got to watch it. Yeah, like a lot of people just yeah, and it became a big flagship show for Netflix and made people subscribe to Netflix and everything like that. This is back before ads. This is back before they changed the subscription price like 30 different
The
times and
password share.
password share. Yeah, this was yeah the good old days there. Back before that, but
Back when
yeah.
Netflix was the escape from cable.
Yeah, now they doing bundles with other people now, like HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus. You know what I mean? It's just fucking cable again. It's just you bundle it all
Same thing.
together. Yeah, it's just all cable again. So yeah. Sage, let people know about you, what you got going on, what you got coming up next, man.
Yeah. Find me over at Rated M for Maturity on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter under that exact same name. We should be tomorrow about 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be back on Silent Hill 2. Took a break to play the Alan Wake DLC, but we'll be hitting back into that tomorrow, which I think the review went up on YouTube already. Yeah.
What? Silent Hill 2?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's up there. Yeah, we'll be playing more of that tomorrow. And then this game, Blasphemous, which is a cool, it's like a kind of like a 2D Souls-y kind of thing. Started as a pitch for a 2D Dark Souls, actually, and when the company didn't make it, the guy went and did his own studio, and started up like a smaller indie project to get it made. But really cool art style. Those are our two big ones right now. Our third show's still kind of on hiatus. Tim's getting his computer fixed, but yeah. And then over on YouTube, you can see every single one we've ever done back when we were really, really bad at it, to present. And yeah, it's all categorized in there. It's something like 60, 70 full games at this point.
Yeah, got a whole variety of different games here: action, adventure, horror. You got fighting games, all types of different varieties. There, we are going to be doing this Batman: Arkham Asylum. We're going to be doing a review for this next Monday. There, you even got this up on there. You only got two parts to this.
Yeah,
Uh,
I did a marathon that for my birthday one year.
oh, okay.
It was it was actually one unbroken stream, and I think the YouTube just would only allow one of the videos to be so long before it cut it and split it into a second one.
Yeah, this one's 2 hours, and then this next one is 5 hours here.
Okay,
This Mar
it's a weird split, but
Like basically only had one. Well, I guess Joker is different, but for the most part, like the male character models all have the same build.
Man, you sound kinda sick there. You kinda congested there. What happened there?
it's probably just the microphone.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Batman Arkham Asylum, that classic game. Do you think best superhero game ever?
I think Arkham City is better if from this franchise. Ooh, it's up there. It might be number one. I mean, there's not. I mean, we don't get nearly as many superhero games as we used to, so a lot of the competition would have to be stuff from the kind of PS2 era. Um, but in kind of more modern AAA gaming space, it's kind of just Batman and Spider-Man. I mean, we've had a couple things here and there of other characters. I mean, Midnight Suns was a big, it was a strategy game, had all sorts of characters, but it was like you know, more pulled out kind of strategy thing. It wasn't one character being fleshed out, really, really thoroughly. So yeah, it's between that or probably the first Spider-Man game.
Mm. Yeah, it's not really much competition. Next is that next year that the Wolverines game is coming out? They pushed it to 2026.
Yeah, I mean, we can only go off of what the last leak was, which was a whole unfortunate thing that happened. But 2026, 2025 was listed as a Venom game, but when stuff like that leaks, it's like plans are going to kind of change and move around and got to get whatever they need to under control. So I wouldn't be shocked if some of the completely unannounced games that they had, potentially maybe some of those don't end up going all the way through and happening. I don't know. I guess what happens on the corporate level when that bad of a data leak goes down.
Yeah. So we'll see when that happens. But Radiant Immaturity almost at 500. We can get to 500 there. That'd be awesome for
Close.
them. Get to 100 there. Over in their YouTube. Let me see, because I just beat a game today. I just beat Seafood today. I finally finished that up.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I don't see Seafood. You guys didn't do Seafood. I'm trying to search for that on your channel. You guys didn't.
We haven't yet. One of my co-hosts uh, has asked specifically to be there for it, and he just happens to be the person that it's the hardest for me to schedule things with. So
Mm,
it's been pretty much since the game came out. We've been talking about doing it. One of these days, it will happen.
yeah, the game's been out for 2 years. Yeah. Um,
It got its final update recently, so I mean, as far as like DLC and little bits and pieces, it's like a complete game of the year ultimate edition you can pick up now.
okay, awesome. Have you just waiting on him at all, or to stream it, or have
I've
you played it at all? You just
I
waiting
have
on him?
not played it. I
Okay,
was gonna make sure it was all fresh reaction to it when we went in.
okay,
'Cause I know
yeah,
it's supposed to be difficult. It's what I've heard is that it's not an easy game. So I want to give myself the challenge of going in blind.
yeah. I mean, there's only 5 levels to it and 5 bosses there, but the replay
Right.
value is in the difficulty of it, and you know, can you complete it at a certain age, or can you complete it without dying at all? So that's kind of the challenge of it. It's the part of it. I finished the game at 50 something because that final boss is pretty hard. Final boss is kind of hard there. And I think when the game came out, people complained that it was too hard, so they added a easy difficulty to it, and then they added a master difficulty to it. So if you are really good at it, then you can go at that level too. I'm not going to do that, but for those people who are that good, then shout out to them for doing that. But yeah, I would love to see you guys play that. I think that's a great game. There we go. All right. Next upcoming streams. Hopefully, Dust can join me this Friday. We're gonna be reviewing Honora, and we're gonna be reviewing Red One there. Um, Honora is that Sean Baker movie. Sean Baker, who's done such movies as The Florida Project, and he did Red Rocket, which I loved. Red Rocket. That was one of my favorite movies of the year when it came out. and then Red One is that fake movie that looks like that fake movie that you would see on Netflix, or that would be one of those movies that like when movies are making fun of other movies
Oh
inside of
yeah,
that. That kinda looks like what that movie is, but, it's starring, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, the holiday movie, Christmas movie. The Santa Claus gets kidnapped and The Rock has to save him and shit like that.
it looks like a Family Guy cutaway gag.
Yeah, as it looks, something that would be in a Family Guy cutaway gag, yeah, something they would just make up on the spot, something like that, so we'll do that there. Yeah, so that's what streams I got upcoming there, for this week. Had a nice good 4-day weekend there, Veterans Day, so that was good there. Time off of work, chilled out. Man, those, days off, they go by fast. It's already Monday, already time to go back, man. Those
Too
this day
quick, too quick.
whiz by there. Um, yeah, so you said you wanted to do these trailers first? Uh,
Yeah, why not? I,
let's
I
get
haven't
into
seen them, so.
Yeah, let's get into these trailers. And after this stream, we'll go ahead and raid somebody. Vanny Spheres is on right now. He's playing that Dragon Age there. Miss
Mhm.
Gina Darling is on playing Rust. We got Rini Goddess is on. We got some good people on here. I don't see anybody playing Black Ops 6. Hmm. Huh. People
Falling
already done.
behind already.
Yeah, people already done with that game. People already had their moment with it. I don't see anybody playing that. I do see
If
somebody playing Spider-Man 2. Speaking of Spider-Man, I do see somebody playing
oh,
that.
there you go.
Uh,
If people have already moved on, that's quicker than usual.
yeah.
I mean, and people
Uh,
move on from the campaigns immediately because they're like 4 or 5 hours long. But the multiplayer, I mean, it usually keeps people attached for a good chunk of time. So that's interesting if it's really that low.
well, viewership here on Twitch, I'm looking at 82.2K viewers right now for
Oh,
people
that's a decent amount.
playing it. But I do see somebody playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. Speaking of superhero games, also rest in peace to Tony Todd. Uh,
Yeah, could
that
not
was
believe that.
that was some sad news to hear about him. He's the voice of Venom in this Spider-Man 2 game. I have to beat that game. Actually, I'll go ahead and beat it in honor of Tony Todd there. I'll go ahead there and beat Marvel Spider-Man 2. Tony Todd, legendary actor there. People might know him. He was the Candy Man. He was the good old Candy Man there. People might know him that. People might know him. He was he, I guess he was Death in Final Destiny, or was he like the kind of associate of Death or the avatar
I
of
think
Death?
he's just. I thought he was just straight up deaf, but I'll be honest. It's been a long time since I've watched any of those.
Yeah. So people might know him for that. Yeah, he's had a long, historic career there in Hollywood. And he was the voice of
He's
Venom.
yep, yeah. He's in one of the best standalone episodes of X-Files too. There's season 2. It's called Sleepless. I don't remember what episode of the season it was, but he's fantastic in that. That's a great little bit part.
Yeah. This is his part in Final Destination. So I never knew. I got to go back and maybe watch these movies because I never knew if he was actually Death or like maybe an avid, like just the spokesperson of Death or something. I guess.
Please, you'll wake the dead.
And I just actually saw we were doing a retro review for The Crow, and he's in
Why
The
does Sam
Crow.
do that?
I actually
Chemicals.
Yeah,
In the vascular flesh create cadaveric spasms.
Look, I'm his friend, and
I know who you are.
What are all those tiny marks?
Cuticle lacerations from pulling at the wire.
pulling at the wire. If he was pulling at the wire, he wasn't trying to kill himself.
Did you like
It was an
him as
accident.
Venom at all? Did you like his Venom voice?
I think he's a great Venom. He's got the perfect voice for it. My my exact opinion on the way the Venom story plays out is I didn't totally love, but him as the voice and doing the performance is like as best as you could ask for that character.
Let's hear some of his Venom here.
Kill. Craven.
to heal the world.
How?
Let me show you.
We're going to heal everyone.
Hmm. He's got the perfect voice for it. I think a lot of people were excited when he was announced as the voice of Venom there.
That alone was enough to get me excited about that game.
So he's 63 years old. 63 years old. He passed away.
Yeah, 63, huh?
Yeah. Let's get into some of these trailers here, and yeah. All right. Did you have a preference? Which one did you want to start with first? There.
Oh, dealer's choice.
All right. Let's do what if. Let's do what if season 3 trailer here. Get your opinion on that. You know, I know you're such a huge fan of what if. I know you're such a big fan. All right, so let's discuss these trailers here. So, D23, Marvel did a recent D23 showcase there in Brazil, showing off a bunch of footage there. They showed off also some trailers came out: Thunderbolts, Captain America: Brave New World, which we're going to cover. Also, What If Season 3, which is the trailer we're about to play right now. They also showed off, some also early footage of Fantastic Four. They keep showing that off there. That's also coming out next year, that film. So they have Captain America: Brave New World, Fantastic Four. They have the Thunderbolts. They did have Blade, but that got pushed back again. So that's not coming out next year. It's supposed to be. They
That's not
hit it.
coming out anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Mahershala Ali is gonna be 80 years old by the time that movie comes out. So they might as well just recast Blade. Maybe it's gonna be like that Uncharted thing, where like at first they casted Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake, but then he just aged out of the role, so they just made him Sully. Maybe that's gonna be the thing where they're gonna make Mahershala Ali Whistler, and then
He's Whistler.
that's what they're probably gonna do. But
I mean, at this point, unless I mean, I won't blame Mahershala Ali for just totally walking from the after how long this has gone on for.
yeah. So many people have left the project, dropped the project. Just yeah, it's been a mess. What's kind of have you seen the 2 seasons of What If?
Just the first one.
Okay, and what's kind of your opinion of it?
I thought it was decent. I thought there were a couple of episodes in there. I thought the was it either 3 or 4, the like evil Doctor Strange destroying his universe kind of. Well, I thought
Yeah.
that was a pretty solid episode. Um, but at the same time, I think although quite a few of them were kind of just not like super memorable, and at the same time, it's kind of the thing of the comic too, where it's just super kind of random, bizarre scenarios. It's just whatever you can think of. So, I mean, it's true to the comics in terms of how it's playing with the characters' roles and stuff. Um, I think it sometimes it looks fine, and if certain episodes the stories look really good, I can kind of just let it go and just ride with it. But I do find the animation to be kind of ugly looking. Like it has its moments where it works, but it's I don't know, like it's got a weird it's just got a weird stylization where they like X-Men 97 I think did a similar thing where they have 3D models and then they're just really brushed up and finely kind of detailed to make them look 2D a
Mhm.
lot of the time. And I think they're trying to do that with What If as well, but whatever the blending is there just doesn't work quite as well.
Yeah. We'll check it out, but the clips I was seeing, so I haven't seen this trailer either, so it'll be my first reaction. Sometimes I like to come in fresh, the fresh thoughts, you know what I mean? Fresh off the line thoughts there of a trailer. So some of the clips I was seeing, so the big thing about this is the X-Men are going to be in this season. And then Storm is going to be in it. So the animation I was seeing from that is like this actually looks like it improved. Like I had kind of the same kind of thoughts about you seeing both seasons of What If. I thought the animation looked a little okay. It was a little janky, I think, in some spots there, but it looks like it was a little bit of an improvement with this season. But let's check it out here. First reaction for the both of us here for What If Season 3. And there you have Anthony Mackie here, who's going to be voiced by Anthony Mackie, who's Sam Wilson, Captain America, and then you have Monica Rambeau there. Yeah, Monica
Monica
Rambeau
Rambeau.
there. So who looks like she's in her superhero costume as well there. Which did she get a superhero name? And I
Yeah.
forgot in the Marvels. I think they give her Photon as her superhero name or no? They didn't. I don't remember.
I never actually saw that one.
Okay.
I like
Uh,
I used to be up on everything Marvel. I still with the comics I try to be, but yeah, some of the MCU stuff I've fallen a little the wayside the last couple of years.
yeah. You got White Vision right there. Who was introduced in WandaVision? White Vision. So you got that. Who
We're
I think
still
he's
waiting
getting.
on that to kind of thread back up.
I think they said he was getting his own show. I think they said White Vision. I think they said he was getting his
Oh,
own show.
really?
Yeah. So
Let's begin. Up for an adventure?
Always.
that's what Shang-Chi and I
Is
don't know
that?
who the I don't know who. Oh, that's Kate Bishop. I think.
Up for an adventure?
Oh, okay.
I think that's. I want to say
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Kate Bishop.
yeah. No, it totally looks like it. Okay. Interesting.
Always.
To understand, you must learn to see.
What exactly are you proposing?
It's showtime.
Here we go!
Howard, are you sure you can fly this?
Are you kidding? I'm a duck. I was born.
You love Howard the Duck, right? That's your favorite. You're a Howard the Duck guy, aren't you?
I like him in the comics, but if we're talking about that movie,
Well, just
I'll
in the
never
MCU,
be able to
you
get.
also love him, right? Seth Green voicing him.
I like him in the end. Yeah, no, I think that version of him is great.
Yeah, and for some reason, it seems like I
I
think
wish
this
he
was
would get a little more out of him.
it feels like this is a carryover from season 2 because, like, I think they were also they hit. They, I don't know if they're making a thing between him and then the woman, like, from Thor, like they're dating or something. It
Oh,
seems like
Kat Dennings' character.
yeah. So she's
Well, I've only seen the first season, and I remember them kind of doing that a little bit there. So did they do that in season two as well?
I want to say yeah, I remember them doing something in season 2 as well. They kind of play with this idea of
I
yeah,
mean, I guess you have to have common threads through your
yeah,
show.
bestiality, a common thread there, flirting with bestiality, I guess.
George Lucas would be proud.
Yeah.
The fly. Strap in.
Oh, move over.
If we all go down, the world will be left defenseless. This is the shot we have. We may not get another one. Let's finish it.
Oh, we're good to go.
Are they doing Voltron?
Well, what'd you say?
Are they doing a Voltron?
I think that yeah, they're doing. It seems like they're doing a Voltron here. Yeah, they're bringing the robots together, man. They're trying to get in that anime realm, I guess. They're trying to do that with it.
I
Giant
do see
robot.
deep into that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. They did you watched that, right? The Suicide Squad anime.
Well, I did watch that, but they also did back in 2018, I want to say they did a anime movie called Batman Ninja. That is, it goes some weird places. I'll say that much.
Okay.
Avenger, assemble.
Light them up now.
This is where your story ends.
With some mysteries, the only answer is what if?
Maybe it's time that we called in some help.
Okay. This is the storm scene that I saw.
Okay.
There. So let's check this out. And that's the character, the brand new character they introduced with What If Season 2, their own creation here.
Oh, okay. So I'm not even familiar with that then.
We called in some help.
I am Storm, goddess of thunder.
So that is a badass shot. I think that is that looks
That's a cool shot.
So what are your thoughts animation wise? Does it look any better for you?
It does look smoother. It does look a bit smoother. The faces look a little less uncanny. I think in the first season, at least, there's a bit of an uncanny feel to the way their eyebrows would move, or the way that they would have like their micro expressions. It looks a lot better here, I think. I don't know if that's because there's less episodes in the season. I don't remember how many there were in the first or second, or if they just had a higher budget because it's the last round. But uh, at the very least, they honed their style. So I guess I'd be more interested in picking it up, at least based off of the last bit there. Because that's like what the first time they're really incorporating X-Men into something other than I guess Deadpool and Wolverine, but that very much felt like a Deadpool movie more than an MCU movie to me. But it's nice to see that. I also read, and tell me if you've heard this or not, but I think I read something about a version of Blade showing up in this,
Yes.
which would also okay. So that's even happening before a Blade movie could actually get off the ground.
Yeah. So and Mahershala Ali is going to be voicing him in it.
Okay,
So there will be
at least he'll get to play the character one time.
well, his voice was in Eternals, I guess, if you want to count that. Yeah.
He probably wishes we weren't.
If you do want to count that. You being a comic book guy, I mean, because you said you read the What If comics before from Marvel. Um,
Some of them. It's a long running one. I think they started it in the 70s, 73 maybe. I might have that wrong, but I've read a few. It's been around forever, and they've done so many things that you could probably fill 5 seasons of versions that I haven't even read before. But I do get the feeling that these have mostly been maybe they have some references to the comics, but they've mostly been kind of original
mm,
ideas for the show. Except for the Marvel Zombies one. That one was definitely based on a specific book.
yeah. One of the complaints about the What If stuff is that there's not much change with it. It's like not much of a shakeup. It's as far as the different storylines they do, and then also it's only kind of limited to the MCU characters we've already seen before, which is another thing. So it's only, the
Right.
same different, variations and versions of Captain America or Spider-Man or whoever. And then with this season, it seems like, okay, now that the MCU's gotten, because this is touching more on the phase. What phase are we in now? This is what
5, I believe.
5 or 4 and 5. So this is more touching on 4 and 5. Um, because you have like Shang-Chi is in this, you have more Monica Rambeau in this, you have, kind of like Kate Bishop is in this. So it's touching on more of that kind of stuff there, as opposed to just seeing like, okay, here's another version of, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's another version of that. So here you got Red
Right.
Guardian, here you got that kind of going on, which I think that's good. You can explore some more different things with that. And then plus the announcement that they're going to bring in the X-Men. So that's exciting. Um, and then also the announcement that Blade is going to be in it. Like you said, I mean, that might be the only chance Mahershala Ali gets to fully play Blade, the way things are going. And then some of these characters, I don't know. I don't know exactly who all these are. Like for instance, this shot right here. So I know this is Wong here. This is
That's Wong,
Valkyrie.
right?
Uh, this is Okoye. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this character is behind him.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one either.
I'm blanking on it.
There,
Maybe
that is one thing with the animation too, is and even though it looks better here, sometimes the like similarity to the actors, like that looks like Paul Bettany. Some of the faces for some of the others feel like more cartoony than
mm,
the other. Does that make like some of them really look like the actors, and then other faces look very cartoony or exaggerated to where sometimes I'm not always sure who they're supposed to be.
yeah, and this is supposed to be Riri Williams right here, right? I think, right? Or is this
Is
another
that
character?
is that Ironheart right there?
Let me go back a little bit. Hold on. So, because I wonder if that's her in the all white costume. So is this her? Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think that's Riri Williams.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it looks like an Iron Man type costume. She's got the actual heart shaped emblem on the chest there. I think it's Riri Williams.
It does. The only thing that throws me off though is that is the open mouth.
Does she
There's no
ever have
covering there, and then
that in the comics? I don't think so. I don't think she has a version like that.
I haven't seen that exactly. She's usually more of the full suit, but I mean, if it's a what if too, so they could always mess around with that kind of thing.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, you're playing around with that. So let's just say that. Yeah, and they do some kind of continuations. You mentioned that before. Like, do they kind of carry over some of the storylines there? So they do that. For instance, like with Peggy Carter, they do like she's kind of one of the main figures they carry over, like in season 1 to season 2, and then also she'll be in this season. She's the, I guess, the leader of in season 2 they well actually in season 1 they did what they called the Guardians of the globe or the galaxy
Multiverse.
multiverse. Yeah, yeah, they
It was not like a super creative superhero team name. That's for
yeah.
sure.
I'm thinking of in Invincible, Guardians of isn't that what they call Guardians of the
Oh
Globe?
yeah,
Before
Guardians of the
they
Globe. Yeah.
get decimated. Yeah. You got that. Um, so the voice performances also were also kind of a weak spot for this show because there's a difference between being an actor and then being a voice actor, and I think sometimes you could
Yeah.
tell that, like when Sebastian Stan, who's a wonderful actor, but then when he's doing lines here, sometimes it sounded like he was bored or just kind of like I don't know, just kind of not into it. I don't
Yeah.
know who this is. I don't know if you have an idea.
Not off that image at least.
Oh,
I
that's
can see
Moon Knight.
there.
Oh, that's Moon Knight. I see the crest in his.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that looks like Moon Knight. Yeah,
I
so
think
it's
a
Moon
little
Knight.
Moon Knight in there too.
Yeah. And then they have their
The
own
voice is
robot.
another element, I think.
Oh, we said.
Yeah, and then they got Voltron. I was
Yeah, so
saying
they get.
some of the voices in the like at least in the first season from what I've seen, sometimes even when they have like a different actor or a voice actor for like say the Iron Man in that first season, it's clearly a voice actor, but they're spending the whole time just trying to sound as much like Robert Downey Jr. as they can, that
Mhm.
sometimes it doesn't feel like they're really allowed to. So even when they have real voice actors, it sometimes feels like they're not allowed to really put their own spin on it or develop a unique personality for that version either.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. would have been better. I mean, I've never heard him actually do voice work. Have you? I can't think of a.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I wish they just didn't. I think they could have somebody else do it. I just wish they were like, oh, you know what, do your own thing. Don't
Mm,
just try and sound like Robert Downey Jr.
yeah. Even when they did that cartoon show, what was it called? Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes. They even had a guy in that, the Iron Man in that, even basically just sound like Tony Stark in that as well.
I the first time I think I remember hearing that was I want to say Marvel versus Capcom 3 in like 2010 or 2011 or so.
Mhm.
The Iron Man in that game. That's only a few years after the MCU got started, but the Iron Man in that game just sounds like he's trying to do a Robert Downey Jr. impression. And I remember at the time going, ah, man, I really hope that's not what every version of Iron Man sounds like from now on. And sadly, it's exactly what happened.
Yeah. How mad would you be if they just made Doctor Doom? They made him and all the other iterations after this, like voice actor, just made him sound like Robert Downey Jr. How mad would you be about that?
I'd be very mad. I'd be very annoyed by that. I already don't like that casting choice, but if that like changed the way Doctor Doom was depicted in other media too, I think I'd really stop watching the MCU at that point. That would be my cutoff point. I wouldn't be able to do it anymore.
So they're in a Western setting here. You got kind of going on. You see Bucky, Red Guardian kind of teaming up. Kind of a Earth battle seems like here. I don't know, kind of in the universe that you have. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it looks like a pretty Earth-like environment at least.
Yeah, so you see that kind of going on. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I don't know if this you would know who that's supposed to be. The person coming up here. I don't know if you know who this person.
Uh, My only there's two kind of like cosmic figures in the comics called Eternity and the other one just Time. I forget the second one's name, but they basically like kind of backdropped onto just like cosmos. So maybe that, or maybe it's something to do with the Black Panther mythology with the
Mm,
purple color. I could see maybe.
that's a good guess. Yeah, I could kind of see that kind of going on. Um, there, Mads Mikkelsen, his
Mads
characters.
Mikkelsen's villain. That how many? Yeah, how many people remember of his name?
Um, do you remember his villain name? His character,
I do remember. It's Caecilius.
Caecilius. Oh wow, 100 points to Sage there because I didn't remember that at all. Wow. So yeah, you got him. He's making a return back there. Yondu there. You got Hulk right here. Yeah, I think Michael Rooker also voiced Yondu in the other seasons there as well. Uh,
Did he? Okay, well that's nice.
Jeffrey Wright does an amazing job as the Watcher. I think he does great voice work as the Watcher. I think he does great work there.
Yeah, he's the best thing in my opinion to come out of this whole show. It's just that casting choice. That's
Yeah,
by far my favorite thing that happened here, and I would love to see him get to like do it in the movies at some point.
yeah. I hope they carry that over into the movies. Him as the Watcher there, and the Watcher did make an appearance in Guardians, so they did. They have made an MCU appearance there.
Yeah, that was Stan Lee's cameo in that movie.
Yeah. Do you miss the Stan Lee cameos?
I do, I do, honestly. I mean, it's coincidence that right around the time those stopped is when the MCU started falling off. But in hindsight, because of that, it kind of makes you feel like I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah. And but this is the best, pretty much shots of the trailer right here. This is the money right here. This right here with Storm, with Mjolnir. Um,
Yeah,
this
that's cool.
this is the animation looks the best in this scene. I don't know. Do you know what maybe this is, or this is just too random tentacle monster here?
I mean, it could. I thought for a second in the first season they were doing a Shuma Gorath, which is just probably mainly a Doctor Strange villain. He's a big one-eyed tentacle. He's like the god of the chaos dimension. It could be that. Something tells me it's probably just kind of a tentacle monster that they're not going to say the name of. But
Yeah. But this
I've
is
been wanting a live action Shuma Gorath for a long time now, so we'll see.
maybe we'll get it in Doctor Strange 3. I think Sam Raimi he wants to come back and do more MCU stuff, so maybe we'll get it in that.
I hope
Um,
he's got more creative control the next time.
Yeah. I felt like he was on a leash a little bit in Doctor Strange 2 there. A little bit there. But yeah,
Definitely.
this is the moneymaker. This is the shot right here. I think that really sells it. And good thing they kind of kept it to the last one. And I don't know, you hear a clear difference between, a professional voice actor, like not to demean any of the other actors here, but you just hear the difference there in the which she's doing at Storm there. Let me actually go to this because I could watch this all day. I could really watch this all day here. With Storm there, who Storm's got her own book out right now. Actually, she's got her own book out right now.
Oh, nice. I'm meaning to check up on how that was.
I am Storm, goddess of thunder.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a real oomph in the voice there.
yeah. So she's classically trained. That woman is right there. Awesome stuff there. So yeah, what if season 3 coming out December 22nd? Will you watch it?
I might go back and check it out. That at least some of that looks really cool. I mean, the storm part is probably what sells it the most for me. But yeah, I mean, I'd even be willing to go back and watch the season 2 episodes. It's not very long. I
No.
think it just there's so many other things, and yeah, Marvel hasn't been as high on my like list of priorities to keep up with, but I would give it a try. I would absolutely give it a shot.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's move on to another trailer here. Let's move on to Captain America: Brave New World. You have not seen this trailer either. This is the second trailer here for Captain America: Brave New World. Apparently, they're still shooting the movie. They're still figuring out a movie as we're speaking. Cobbling it together. They got only a few months until it gets put in theaters. There, it's coming out February 25th. I want to say is the release date for this movie. So a couple of months, a few
And I'm
months.
pretty sure I heard that they were doing rewrites still. So
Yeah, so February 14th is the release date of this. Here we go. Let's check this trailer out.
Ask for me.
right.
Here I am.
You want to help me?
Is there anything you remember?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president.
Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it.
Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not. Wait for it.
Do you like that costume? I kind of don't.
I think the one that was in the show. Oh, is it the same?
Yeah, this is the
Okay,
one he
I
gets
mean,
at the end of the show.
Okay, I mean, I like the white shoulders. I think that the helmet is a little odd, though. I mean, great, I guess you need it for flying at that speed, but aesthetically, the helmet kind of throws it off. I think it looks good without that. Although the CG on the wings is a little iffy looking to me.
Yeah, that's what some people say. Like the CG on the wings looks kind of bad there. Yeah, but I like the more. We'll see it, I guess, later in the trailer. We also saw. Oh, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, it just unfinished is all with the CG. It just looks a little. I don't know. It's like they're not done with it.
And we'll see. I think we saw a little bit at the beginning of the trailer, like more of the dark, muted kind of suit he has. I actually prefer that suit. I think, and we'll see it kind of later too in there.
Wait for it. We're on the brink of war. I can't trust anyone. Nothing about this feels right.
Captain America. You ever ask yourself who's playing who?
And that's the voice of the leader, who you have Tim Blake Nelson.
Coming back after all this time.
Yeah. So he's coming back after he was in Incredible Hulk there. So he's coming back. That Stinger from Incredible Hulk came back. It's finally worth something there. They finally doing something with it. So he's coming back, and he's pitched as the main villain of this film there, along with John Carlos Esposito there.
They gotta let Sandro and play like something other than a villain one of these days.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe he'll be in a lighthearted romantic comedy one of these days. Maybe he'll be in something like that there. Hopefully, yeah.
Someone's been pulling the strings on everything.
You're under arrest? I don't want a variable out there that I can't control.
Stop!
Captain America, caught without his wings.
You like to play dress up and blindly execute the state's orders.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What if this is a trap?
You don't even know what this is.
Oh shit! Somebody asked him about Star Wars again. Shit.
Since when were they red?
How do you like the effects on Red Hulk there? You think it?
It looks okay. It's. I still feel like it looks like kind of like the wings. It kind of feels like just a little not finished yet. Still.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see. I think you could do a little bit more touching up a little bit there, with it there.
You want me?
Yeah, so this is the suit I was talking about. I like kind of more of this. I like the colors in this better.
Mm.
I think
The white one, at least as far as I know, that's like his big costume in the comics for that like entire run. So it was kind of the only one I think I think I'd ever seen him in before. I guess this right now.
yeah.
Come and get me!
That's pretty cool.
So, what are your thoughts on Captain America: Brave New World?
Well, I think there's a lot that I could get into here. I mean, the aesthetic of it, I think, is good. They're capturing that spy thriller feel, where like something like Secret Invasion kind of presented itself like it was going to, but this, I think, just right up front, the cinematography and the editing, it just feels like it understands how to be that genre a little bit better. Um, I don't really feel like I have too good of an understanding of what the movie itself is actually about, which for a mystery like, mystery thriller like this is good. Um, but they're also definitely using like very generic, someone's been pulling all the strings. Someone's been behind it. It is very kind of generic tagline like
Yeah.
conspiracy plot stuff. A few just maybe more unique lines of dialogue might sell a little better, but I think they have the vibe down
Yeah.
for this type of thing very well, actually.
It'd be interesting because obviously they already did this with Captain America already with Winter Soldier. The whole spy espionage thriller thing of kind of covering all the undercover secret agents that were infiltrating the government and everything like that. So they already kind of did that already. And it seems like they're just kind of doing it again. So it seems like if let's see if they can do it again and not feel kind of rehashed of what they already did before. Um,
Yeah.
and make it feel that way. Um, I guess I get the feeling of like you said, what is this really about? Like, okay, there was the assassination attempt we saw at the beginning. Is he trying to discover like clear Isaiah Bradley, who's played by Carl Lumbly? Is he trying to clear his name? Is that what's kind of happening here, or is he just trying to uncover a plot of who's just trying to kill the president? Period, or what's kind of going on there? Yeah,
Well, and then clearly we're tying into Eternals because that's what they're flying around is the big dead celestial coming out of the planet. Um, which I hope this isn't the case, but I think I think that's where adamantium is going to come from in the MCU. Is they're going to get it from the dead celestial.
yeah. I think that was that's a rumor. I don't know if they've said it, but I think that's the rumor that's out there that
I hope that's not the case, but that sounds like that adamantium might be a big part of this then.
why do you hope that's not the case?
Well, adamantium just is its own kind of weird, mysterious thing. I don't remember them ever giving like a super clear origin for it in the comics, which, yeah, to be fair, maybe I just haven't read it, but I don't know. After how they executed that movie, I think that Eternals is better just left kind of brushed off to the side. Like, let's not tie that back in super hard,
Mhm.
especially for something fun. Like if you're doing X-Men, that's like going to be a fundamental thing for Wolverine. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I think they said that was maybe the rumor that would, like you said, be the creation of adamantium. Um, don't know if exactly is the case, but that's the rumor of what's kind of going to happen here. But I know a lot of people always talked about that hand. It's like, man, this been like 3 movies, 4 shows, and they still ain't talking about that hand that's just out in the out in the sky. They haven't mentioned that once. So here's a movie that's finally going like, hey, hey, it's still there. Don't worry, Eternals. We still acknowledge Eternals. Even though so that movie still happened, the movie still exists there. So that's still a thing. How do you feel about Anthony Mackie taking over, being the lead now? He's Captain America. How you feel?
I mean, I would honestly going in, he'd be the main thing I would expect to genuinely enjoy, even if the movie isn't that good. I think he's just got such a fun, kind of great leading man personality. Even though I know that like COVID reshoots really messed with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series and kind of made the some of the plot line kind of weird because of how they had to cut around stuff. I thought he really proved he could lead, like be like kind of a great leading man for a superhero story. So to be honest, that's like the biggest element that I have no reservations about.
Yeah. Do you want him to take the? Does Sam Wilson ever take the super soldier serum in the comics, or no? He's just always just a
I don't
regular.
think, not that I've read. I'm pretty sure he's always kind of remains just human.
Mm, okay. And he's got his own sidekick with him there. I forgot his sidekick. I forgot his superhero name. I forgot. It's
Oh, he's just Falcon now.
oh yeah, just Falcon. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So he's teaming up with him. So he's got his own kind of partner he's going around with there, trying to.
Joaquin Torres, I want to say is his name.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right on that one. Um, yeah. So this is coming out February 14th. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping it's good there. Anthony Mackie, like I said, I like Anthony Mackie. I think Anthony Mackie, this is his chance. Being a leading man, they're carrying this, and hopefully, because I mean, I think he's kind of the future now of the MCU with Captain America. They want somebody strong that can continue the franchise there and be the leader of kind of a new Avengers there if they want to do that and leading into Avengers Doomsday. So, good on him there, and yeah, I'm rooting for him there with that.
He's got the charisma for it. He really does.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that was really shown also in Winter Soldier where he's bouncing off of Bucky. They made a good kind of bouncing off each other. I think.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right. One more Marvel themed trailer here, and then we're gonna be moving on to something else. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts there. The team up film with your favorite anti-heroes that you got. Yeah. So we'll go check out this trailer here. This is planned to be coming out in May 2nd. So this is the other movie that's going to be coming out for Marvel. So let's check it out. You haven't seen this trailer either, so let's check it out.
I have not seen this trailer.
You got a convoy approaching fast. Step on it.
Come on, baby.
Okay, a bit faster, please.
Lexi!
Okay, don't worry. Engaging defensive measures.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's not
Oh my god.
It feels like they kind of recycled that joke from Ragnarok. I mean, that's kind of a common trope anyway. I mean, like when somebody's like messing with the buttons and so they hit a button. I mean, that's kind of a common. I wouldn't say they just ripped it off. I mean, that's a common trope anyway. But it's just, yeah.
I don't think of the Thunderbolts as being particularly goofy. I'll say that right away from the comics that I have read. They tend to be outside of like maybe like when Deadpool was around. Well, or Taskmaster, but the Taskmaster here is not probably going to have anywhere near the personality of comic Taskmaster.
So that was also another thing. So I reacted to the first trailer with somebody when that came out, and they mentioned how usually you have to have somebody that's expendable on the team, like to show the stakes of maybe the movie or the mission that's going on, and then people they guess like I think there's going to be Taskmaster, and you see in this, you see everyone
And
else
Ghost, too.
and Ghost, and you see everyone else. You see Ghost, you see U.S. Agent, you see Red Guardian, you see Yelena, but you don't see Taskmaster in the limo. So maybe she's already dead at this point.
I hope so.
You didn't like Taskmaster at all in Black Widow?
Yeah,
Huh?
I think that Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie is one of the worst comic adaptations of a character. It is just as bad as what X-Men Origins Wolverine does to Deadpool.
Wow. Damn. So yeah, I mean, because you don't see her face at all in the trailer. She's only in the costume. So I think like if somebody's gonna be expendable, it's probably gonna be her there. It's probably Taskmaster is gonna be expendable.
that Bucky?
It's the Winter Soldier.
That guy is so cool.
Very Terminator.
Oh,
That's what they talk about!
That's not good.
And Bucky, it seems like this was in the other trailer. He's a U.S. senator now or politician now, I think.
is he really?
Yeah, I think it kind of presents that in at least in the first trailer, like he's got like a pin on and he's going in to speak. So I think he's like a politician now, I think. Now, so yeah.
Okay? Do you believe that he would be allowed to run for like significant political office
I mean,
after like?
I mean, he's a literal Russian agent. He was a Russian agent. He was a
Yeah,
Russian sleep. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
that might be one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard from a movie.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's what I was watching the trailer. I don't know. Somebody was like, "Oh, he's got this pin on, which means that he's got voted in." So I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. But I that's what somebody was doing when we reacted to the first trailer. But that he's a
Interesting.
politician there. So yeah. But
Hmm.
seems kind of crazy. Yeah, that somebody would vote for a little. But hey, I mean, anything can happen. I guess in today's politics,
Anything can happen.
anything can happen. Sure, why not? Yeah.
Wow.
How crazy is it to think of all the monumental fights that happened exactly here where you're standing? I mean, the place wasn't cheap.
Oh, so she's in Avengers Tower. Okay, so she's
Oh yeah, that she's the one that bought the organization or the building at least.
yeah.
It's got good optics.
So yeah, so I think Taskmaster does die because in this scene in the first trailer they have the same scene and Taskmaster gets put into the scene. So I think
Oh, interesting.
so maybe she
Look
does
at
die.
you. You are all so adorable.
Oh no, she's right there. Okay, so they did
Oh,
put.
okay.
So they,
And that costume too is even worse than the one they had in Black Widow. I don't know how you can mess up a character this badly.
yeah, it lacks any identity, any flavor to it. Even with
And
Ghost.
Taskmaster has a lot of personality in the comics too. I mean, yeah, after Deadpool, he's one of the most talkative characters.
Really? Okay.
Eat shit, Valentina.
Make up your mind.
The assignment is. Oh, wait, hang on. Assignment is complete.
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
Who is this old Santa?
The Red Guardian.
What?
Everyone here has done bad things.
Didn't she recruit
Shadow
them?
Ops.
She doesn't know who they are.
I'm guessing maybe she just asked to bring them in, and then maybe he was just with them. I
Happened
guess.
to be her.
Yeah.
She wanted Yelena. He happened to be with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, the first part of the trailer you see is like him getting them, like tracking them down, maybe getting them to Valentina, who got introduced in was it Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I think her first appearance is the post-credit scene of Black Widow.
Ah, okay, Black Widow, yeah. And then yeah, I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I do like.
She's great.
And I guess they're making her the new Nick Fury, more like a Amanda Waller type, I guess, for the MCU. I guess is what they're kind of making her as. This is kind of what I see.
Contract kills.
And you, former Red Room assassin. God only knows the blood on your hands.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
I'll have you know I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
It's getting so tense in here.
You got Lewis Pullman, who's Sentry.
I'm
What do you know about Sentry?
Sentry is a character I haven't read a ton of comics with. He's always struck me as kind of a boring Superman ripoff, but I'll be fair and say that I haven't read that many books with him. So maybe there's some depth that I'm just not aware of. He did rip Carnage in half one time and leave him in the atmosphere, which is pretty cool.
So maybe he'll do that to Taskmaster. Maybe he'll rip him out, leave him in the atmosphere. Maybe.
Please, please.
I'm Bob.
We're just drifting. And we don't have purpose. You can't escape the past.
So you can either do something about it now or live with it forever.
So what, we all just punch and shoot?
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
The Thunderbolts. It's a cool name.
Yeah. I don't know how they're supposed to get their name. Like you said, it's from Thunderbolt. I don't know how they're supposed to get it.
Well, I believe that in the comics it comes from because Thunderbolt Ross has a hand in the creation of the organization.
Yeah, so
So
I don't know.
it just comes from his own name. In the comic, I remember that being a pretty easy explanation. So I don't know why they wouldn't have that.
So I guess I don't know. Maybe he just thinks that at the top of his head, and there you go. They just go with it, I guess. So that's the
That's
thing.
got real fan four stick energy to it.
Got what are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad type energy to it.
Yeah, it's funny because the first 2016 Suicide Squad movie, especially in the editing of its trailers, it felt like it was trying to rip off Guardians of the Galaxy really hard in the marketing, especially. And then this trailer kind of feels like it's trying to mimic the James Gunn Suicide Squad trailers, like even the way that it's cut and
The
the
music.
pacing of some of the humor seems to be kind of similar to the way it is in those trailers. And except, I don't know, you tell me if you feel the same way, but the attempts at humor there, I did not think were landing very well.
None of the jokes landed at all. None of them.
I can't think of one that made me laugh.
I chuckled at the Val thing. I guess of her going who. I guess
Oh,
of
the
what.
Red Guardian.
Yeah, I chuckled at that a little bit like that. And also David Harbour. I mean, he was Santa. He was Santa in Violent Night.
Sure.
So you got a little bit of the crossover there. I was one of the 100 people that saw that movie. So a shout out to me for that reference there.
I did actually see that.
Oh, okay. You liked it?
I thought it was decent.
Yeah. It was all right. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Had a few drinks on Christmas, and that was entertaining enough for me.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on this?
It looks pretty. It looks underwhelming. I'm not real excited about this. The humor here isn't really working for me. I'm not feeling a great, strong sense of the character dynamics. And a lot of the action, I mean, I don't know, it's like cool Terminator, I guess, there, but it feels very, I don't know. One of the issues I had right when they announced the lineup for this movie of characters is a lot of them feel really basic. Um, like the Thunderbolts can have all sorts of supervillains and various power sets, and we went with Black Widow, two super soldiers,
3 super soldiers, actually.
three super soldiers. Yeah, that lineup just doesn't like Ghost has kind of translucent kind of or phasing through thing powers, but yeah, I don't know. I tend to think of the Thunderbolts as having just a more interesting set of abilities as well, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like can anything really significant happen with this particular set of characters? Because I feel like we can only go so high stakes with a team that where almost everybody is just a super soldier. Like how far can you take this?
Yeah. And much like you were talking about with the Captain America Brave New World trailer of like kind of not understanding story wise what's going on there. 'Cause sometimes when you release a trailer, you have the first trailer, which is just like, okay, let's put all our cool shit in this first trailer and then get
Yeah.
people's attention. Then the second trailer is usually like the story trailer. So it's like, okay, you get the details of the story from that trailer. This trailer doesn't really detail much of like really what they're doing, what they're facing. It seems like it's still kind of like, okay, it's still trying to make you interested in these people. If you do, if you've seen all the numerous Marvel shows and movies and everything like that, the 50 gazillion of them, all these characters, do you even care about any of these characters? Do you remember some of these characters? I like Florence Pugh as Elena. I think her and Bucky are probably would be two of the standouts, I think, for people in this movie. Maybe we'll see if anybody else kind of shines above, but that's pretty much the thing. Like, I think she was the best thing about the Black Widow movie. I think she was one of the better things about the Hawkeye show when she came in that. So yeah, and of course Sebastian Stan's been putting in good work as Bucky there for the many projects he's been in, but doesn't really say much about like what this is actually kind of about. But like you said, I mean, much like with the Suicide Squad trailer and like the Guardians trailer, I don't know. I mean, even those trailers were cut so well, it really didn't matter that you didn't know those people. Like, it just was like, oh, this looks cool. I want to see these group of people because the chemistry looks really good and looks like they're bouncing off each other really well. So you did have that going on. And this is coming out May 2nd of next year. There. Um, any good positive there? For you? I mean, if you had to say which one is if there are the Marvel trailers, which one is the weakest, which one is the strongest for you?
I'd say I prefer the Captain America trailer because at least some of the imagery and cinematography I think looks really cool. Just capturing that spy thriller aesthetic. Thunderbolts kind of just looks like an action movie. It doesn't sell me on what is so unique about this particular film. Whereas I feel like right away Captain America is like I have a very specific idea of what this is based on the way it looks.
Mm. And you mentioned like how high of a stakes this can go being this team, which is I think it's no problem with it being lower stakes. They don't have to be saving a country or saving the world or
But I bet they will.
you think because I don't
They
know.
do it every time. Miss Marvel turned into saving the world, so I feel like there's nothing they can't force it in.
Well, guess that's what I liked about the first Spider-Man movie. It's like it wasn't saving them. It was just like he was just okay, just trying to stop this guy from stealing something. And it was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is good. This is no, but then it turned into multiverse and all that. I was like, what the fuck? But
I think just post Endgame, it seems very hard for them not to escalate it to a world-saving stage.
yeah. So I think it's gonna have something to do with Century and I don't know, maybe he's rogue or something like that. I don't know. With that kind of going on. Looks like they're doing like, the experiments on him and then doing that. And then, they were all hired to kind of maybe break him out and then I don't know, he gets loose. But I don't know what would they do against him. I don't know. None of these people can take him
He's
on.
like a Superman level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they would do. It's like in the first Suicide Squad movie with David Ayer, it's like we assembled this team to stop Superman. It's like who the hell can stop Superman on this team? Like it's just people who can shoot
Right.
guns and then Crocodile Man. Like who the hell can stop Superman here? But okay. So yeah. I will agree with you. I think Captain America Brave New World is the best of the Marvel trailers that they released there. I think that's the best one. All right, let's check out this last trailer, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Supposedly this is it. This is it for Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt. It's kind of surprising Tom Cruise managed to live doing these movies. You think he would have died already? It's kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
But let's shout out to him. So let's check this out.
Our lives are not defined by any one action.
Might run.
Gotta run, man. Running from them gay thoughts, man. Gotta be running, man.